Whether you have been following the SpaceX IPO or you have never thought about it once in your life, it does not matter, because if you have a 401k or an index fund sitting in a brokerage account right now, there is a very good chance you are about to own SpaceX stock automatically. No decision required, no consent asked. It just happens. And before you panic or get excited, let me actually explain what is going on, because the headlines are making this sound a lot scarier than it probably is for most people. SpaceX went public on June 12th, trading on the Nasdaq under the ticker SPCX. It priced at $135 a share, valuing the company at $1.75 trillion, making it the largest IPO in history. Bigger than Alibaba, bigger than Saudi Aramco. Nothing has ever come close. Now here is where it gets interesting for your portfolio. Back in March 2026, Nasdaq quietly changed a rule. It used to be that a new company had to wait at least 3 months after going public before it could be added to the Nasdaq 100 index. That waiting period existed for a reason: to let the market settle, let the price find its level, let things calm down before billions of dollars in passive money were forced to buy in. That rule is gone. Under the new fast entry rule, effective May 1st, any company that ranks in the top 40 of the Nasdaq 100 by market cap can be added just 15 trading days after its IPO. SpaceX qualifies easily, which means sometime around early July, every ETF and index fund tracking the Nasdaq 100, including QQQ, which has nearly $500 billion in assets, is going to be required to buy SpaceX shares, automatically, mechanically, whether the price makes sense or not. So what does this actually mean if you are a regular person with a 401k or an index fund? First, it depends what you are invested in. If your 401k is in a target date fund or a total market fund, you will likely get a very small slice of SpaceX exposure once it works its way into the broader indexes. If you hold QQQ or any Nasdaq 100 tracking fund, it is more direct and it happens sooner. Here is the honest math on the size of the impact. Early projections put SpaceX's weight in QQQ at somewhere between 1.8% and 2.6%, depending on how the float shakes out. So if you have $10,000 in QQQ, we are talking about roughly $180 to $260 of that shifting into SpaceX on inclusion day, not $10,000, not half your account, less than 3%. Now, the legitimate concern people are raising is this: you are being forced to buy into a company valued at $1.75 trillion, potentially at an inflated post-IPO price, with no choice in the matter. And that concern is real. The fast entry rule compresses the price discovery window that used to protect passive investors from buying in at peak hype. That is worth understanding. But the actual dollar impact on your individual account? For most people, it is small enough that losing sleep over it is probably not the move. What I think is actually worth paying attention to here is not the SpaceX inclusion itself. It is what this rule change signals going forward. This is the first time a mega-cap IPO is being fast-tracked directly into passive index funds within weeks of going public. If it works, if SpaceX holds its value and the forced buying goes smoothly, you can expect every major company that IPOs after this to push for the same treatment. OpenAI, Anthropic, whoever is next. The precedent is being set right now. And the question that nobody has a clean answer to yet is, what happens when trillions of dollars in passive money are forced to buy into a company at a peak valuation and the stock drops? Who absorbs that? The answer is, you do, and me, and every other person with an index fund. That is not a reason to panic and sell everything. But it is a reason to actually understand what your index fund owns, why it owns it, and what rules are changing around how it gets built. The SpaceX IPO is the biggest financial event of 2026, and most people with money invested are going to be affected by it whether they know it or not. Now you know. If this is the kind of thing nobody ever explains to you until it's already happened, subscribe. That is exactly what this channel is for. Drop a comment and tell me. Are you excited about owning SpaceX through your index fund? Or does this feel like something that should not be happening to your retirement account without your say? I want to know where you stand.